Gather around, my friends, and listen closely. Tonight we embark on a journey unlike any other, a journey that will take us deep into the heart of the unknown. Tonight we delve into the darkest corners of folklore, where the line between reality and myth blurs, and the shadows hold secrets untold. These are tales whispered around flickering campfires, stories passed down through generations, each retelling adding a new layer of mystery and fear. Stories that have chilled hearts for centuries, leaving an indelible mark on those who dare to listen. They are more than mere entertainment, they are a window into the fears and beliefs of our ancestors. They speak of ancient evils and restless spirits, entities that defy the natural order and linger in the shadows, waiting for the unwary. Of bargains made and prices paid in blood, where the cost of a wish or a desire can be one's very soul. These tales remind us of the consequences of our actions and the thin veil that separates our world from the unknown. These are not mere stories, my friends. They are warnings, cautionary tales that have been told to protect us from the dangers that lurk just beyond the edge of our understanding. So as the shadows grow long and the night descends, prepare yourselves. Let the darkness envelop you and let your imagination run wild. For in the realm of folklore, anything is possible and the supernatural is never far away. For tonight, we enter the realm of the supernatural, a place where the ordinary becomes extraordinary and the impossible becomes reality. Brace yourselves, for the journey ahead is not for the faint of heart. Welcome to the world of folklore, where every shadow has a story and every story has a shadow. Our first tale takes us deep into the heart of Eastern Europe. A dense and ancient forest stands on the edge of a forgotten village. The locals know it as the Whispering Woods. They say the wind carries the voices of the dead. Few dare to enter the woods after dark. Those who do often return with tales of strange lights and chilling whispers. But some vanish without a trace, lost forever in the woods' haunting embrace. Many years ago, a young woman named Anya lived in the village. She was a beacon of hope and kindness, always ready to lend a helping hand to those in need. Her presence brought joy to everyone around her. She was known for her beauty and kind heart. Her eyes sparkled with compassion and her smile could light up the darkest of days, but beneath her radiant exterior, Anya carried a heavy burden. But tragedy struck when a plague swept through the village. The once lively streets became desolate and the air was thick with despair. The villagers were gripped by fear as the illness claimed lives indiscriminately. Anya's parents fell deathly ill. She watched helplessly as they grew weaker each day, their faces pale and their breaths shallow. The thought of losing them was unbearable. Desperate to save them, Anya ventured into the Whispering Woods. The forest was known for its eerie silence and the legends that surrounded it. Few dared to enter, but Anya's love for her parents gave her the courage to face the unknown. Legend told of a mystical spring deep within. It was said that the waters of the spring had the power to heal any ailment, no matter how grave. The stories had been passed down through generations, but no one had ever confirmed their truth. Its waters held the power to heal any ailment. The spring was a beacon of hope for those who believed in its magic, and Anya clung to that hope with all her heart. Young woman, as Anya, I had no choice. My parents were everything to me. Their love and guidance had shaped my life, and I couldn't bear the thought of a world without them. My parents were everything to me. Their laughter, their wisdom, their unwavering support, they were the pillars of my existence. I had to find that spring, no matter the cost. I had to find that spring, no matter the cost. The journey was treacherous, filled with unknown dangers and the whispers of the forest spirits. But Anya's determination was unyielding. She pressed on, driven by the hope that she could save her parents and restore the happiness that had been stolen from her village. Days turned into nights as Anya searched for the spring. The forest was a labyrinth of shadows, each night blending into the next, making it hard to tell where one ended and the other began. The trees seemed to whisper secrets, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers, trying to ensnare her in their grasp. The forest seemed to twist and turn around her, an endless maze of darkness. Every path she took seemed to lead her deeper into the unknown, the dense foliage blocking out any hint of the moonlight. It was as if the forest itself was alive, playing tricks on her mind, making her question her every step. Just as she was about to give up hope, she saw it. A tiny flicker of light, barely noticeable amidst the oppressive darkness. It was so faint that she almost dismissed it as a figment of her imagination, a cruel trick played by her weary mind, a faint glimmer in the distance. It was like a beacon calling out to her, urging her to keep going. The light seemed to pulse gently, as if it had a heartbeat of its own, guiding her through the darkness. Young woman as Anya. My heart was racing. Could this be it? The thought echoed in her mind, filling her with a renewed sense of determination. She had come so far, faced so many challenges, and now finally there was a glimmer of hope. The spring that could save my parents? The question lingered in the air, heavy with the weight of her desperation. She had heard the legends, the stories of a magical spring hidden deep within the forest, its waters possessing the power to heal any ailment. Anya ran towards the light, her heart pounding with anticipation. Each step felt like an eternity, the distance between her and the glimmer seeming to stretch on forever. But she couldn't stop now, not when she was so close. As she drew closer, she realized the glimmer was coming from a small spring. The sight took her breath away. The water sparkled under the moonlight, casting a soft, ethereal glow that illuminated the surrounding area. Its waters shimmered like liquid silver. The surface was so clear that she could see the pebbles at the bottom, each one glistening like a precious gem. It was more beautiful than she had ever imagined, a true wonder of nature. Young woman as Anya. It was beautiful, like something out of a dream. She knelt by the edge of the spring, her fingers trembling as she reached out to touch the water. It was cool to the touch, sending a shiver down her spine. I knew I had found what I was looking for. The realization hit her like a wave, washing over her with a sense of relief and triumph. She had done it. She had found the spring that could save her parents, and in that moment, all the hardships and struggles she had faced seemed worth it. Section 5. The shadowy figure. But before Anya could reach the spring, a figure stepped out from behind a tree.
It was tall and skeletal, shrouded in a dark cloak. Its eyes glowed with an eerie, unnatural light.
Anya's blood ran cold. She had heard whispers of a dark entity that guarded the spring, an entity that demanded a terrible price for its gifts. Section 6. The Screaming Skull.
You seek the spring's power.
The figure rasped, its voice like dry leaves crunching underfoot. It held out a skeletal hand, a human skull resting in its palm. The skull's empty sockets seemed to stare directly at Anya.
But the spring demands a sacrifice, a life for a life.
Anya's heart sank. She knew what she had to do. Section 7. The Ritual.
With trembling hands, Anya took the skull from the figure. It was cold to the touch, sending shivers down her spine.
Offer the skull to the waters, and the spring's power shall be yours.
Tears streamed down Anya's face as she whispered a prayer for her parents. Then with a heavy heart, she dropped the skull into the spring. Section 8. A desperate plea. The water bubbled and hissed as the skull sank beneath the surface. Anya collected some of the spring water in her hands and raced back to the village. But when she arrived, she found her parents had already passed away.
Anya was devastated. She had sacrificed everything for nothing. In her grief, she ran back to the spring, screaming in rage and despair.
Section 9. The Final Scream. But when Anya reached the spring, she found it had vanished. In its place stood the skeletal figure, its eyes burning brighter than before. It held out the skull, a cruel smile spreading across its bony face.
You misunderstood. A life for a life. But you were given two.
Anya let out a blood-curdling scream as the figure lunged towards her, the forest echoing with her terror. Section 10. Conclusion. And so, the legend of the Whispering Woods lives on. A chilling reminder that some bargains are best left unmade. For the forest holds many secrets, and not all who seek its power escape its grasp. Sleep well, my friends, and heed the warnings of the old tales. For the night is long and the darkness is always listening.